got time to go hit the dump button.
All right, we're back. Finally, it's been a long time, but we're back. So I'm Jeff Newman, Nate O'Brien, our 46th episode with our live stream. So real quick, go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, USA Wrestling Utah. Also, just so you're aware, you can type in comments, questions for us, and we will get those and try to answer them. No guarantees on if we will answer them, but we will do our best to answer them. So, anyways, just to start us off, upcoming events, we have the Brunson, Utah Hall of Fame Banquet and Awards Night. That is on Monday, October 7th. If you haven't got your tickets, make sure to get on and purchase those tickets. Great event. It supports a great cause, supports UVU wrestling, and we give out a lot of awards. Toby Tobiasen and Dave Smith are getting inducted into the Utah Wrestling Hall of Fame. If you can't be there but want to support, we have an online auction. Great items on the auction. So get on WrestleUtah.com, place your bids for auction items, and support. Give a small donation, whatever you can, and help out UVU wrestling. A couple other events coming up. We have Fall League going every Saturday, and our numbers this year are the biggest they've ever been. Our youth session has doubled in size. High school session is still great, and we have some good quality wrestlers. So come out on a Saturday, compete in Fall League, and get some preseason matches in. Preseason Open, October 26th, first tournament of the year. This is for all grades up through 12th grade. So 12th grade on down, come participate, get some matches in. And last, UVU Inter Squad is on October 30th. I do believe it's at 7 o'clock. I could be wrong, 6 or 7. So plan on being there and support you. And we will talk about UVU wrestling today a little bit as well. So anyways, let's get started. Beehive Top 25. Nate, what are your... I mean, you've looked at it a little bit.
I've looked at it. I've read the comments. There's a lot of passionate people who care a lot about rankings.
Yes.
My advice is just, I mean, if you got a comment, that's great, but it's all opinionated, and there's so many variables that go into each one of these kids, and what you think, and who they beat, and tournaments they've wrestled in, and I mean, I weigh our state championships in our state on a very sliding scale. Like, to me, a 4-time state champ in Utah is maybe a 1 or 2-time state champs in a lot of other states.
Sometimes, I mean,
sometimes not at all.
Right, sometimes not at all, depending on.
And so, yeah, so I take that into effect. I mean, for me, one of the better barometers that I see in our states, probably the Rumble. I mean, as far as a bracket with good competition that most of our kids participate in. Unfortunately, there's some lame coaches out there that don't want their kids participating in this great event. But really, honestly, like, think about it. Since the Rumble's been going, there's only been 2 4-time Rumble champs.
Is that? I don't know.
That's it.
So you got, who do you got?
Who do you think?
I think I knew this. 2 4-time Rumble. It just happened.
Yep, just happened. Brock Hardy.
Give me a hint here. If not Taylor, he lost to Dusty Holmes.
Yeah.
Is it recent?
No, it's probably early 2000s, somewhere in there.
No, I'm not going to do that. Who is it?
Jason Chamberlain. So,
I mean, that's...
I mean, that just shows you that it's not just, how many 4-time state champs we have in our state. That's I guess that's my point. Like, Taylor Mont did doing that, and obviously he wrestled a really good kid. It's not like, but I mean, there's some good competition there. Yeah. And so I put a lot of weight on that, on rankings, at least for kids in our state. How they do at the Rumble.
Right.
Even like Isaac. I think only won the Rumble. I want to say once, maybe twice. Anyhow, that's just kind of I weigh that heavier more in state championships.
Definitely.
But
And let's, before we kind of get into the Beehive Top 25, neither you nor I did these rankings.
no.
So,
In fact, I just saw it this morning.
So, and I saw these obviously before they were published, and I put my input, but in the end, we didn't do these rankings, but I had some say in it, of course. But so I mean, I don't know that I agree with everything in these rankings, but I think they're pretty darn good. I think the rationale is behind them, and there's reasons for everything. So we're gonna go through. We'll start with our top 5. Number 1, Stockton O'Brien. 2, Tyson Humphreys. Which, side note, both committed to UVU. Congratulations, Stockton.
He's very excited.
And then you got Mason Christiansen 3, Jake Richardson number 4, and Lucas Cochran number 5.
Can I just throw a little side note?
Yeah, let's hear it.
At least the top 4.
Uh-huh.
The top 4, all strong possibilities that all 4 will be committed to UVU.
Yes. And I've heard that. I mean, I think it's great. Number 1, number 2 committed to UVU. Mason Christiansen, if he commits, that's top 3.
I know he went on a trip with UVU and with Stockton and Tyson, and I know they're recruiting Jake Richardson.
But and for those that don't know, Jake Richardson moved here from Pennsylvania. He placed 6th in the state tournament. I don't know the whole stuff behind that or what happened there, or his bracket was just loaded. But he's the real deal. I mean, he's been coming to Fall League every week, and I've had the chance to watch him. He definitely will be at least a top 5 wrestler, if not higher than where he's at even now. And he'll be coming in at 170 for Pleasant Grove, and I don't see anybody touching him at 170 in 6A. But he could possibly be ranked higher than he is right now. I think the reason he's down even at number 4 is because he is coming from outside the state, and we wanted to not put him too high to start out with. But some people may think he's too high already. But he definitely deserves that ranking. He's a top guy. Like, there's no doubt about it in my mind. So he's wrestled some good kids at Fall League already, and it's not even close.
Pitcher Isaac Wilcox, strength-wise. Stockton told me when he wrestled him, he's stronger than Isaac and has a little bit more technical.
Right, he's more savvy.
More savvy.
Right.
Maybe doesn't stay in his greatest position and stuff as Isaac did, but just picture Isaac's physique, right, with a little bit more technique.
Yeah, I would love to see him wrestle Mason Christiansen or Lucas Cochran. I just don't know that that's going to happen. I mean, at Fall League, Jake's weighing in at 174, 175. So he's not going to be a big 170. And Mason and Lucas, I don't know. I'm not sure where they're at, but I don't see them being, super small 182 pounders either. I see them cutting a little bit of weight. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But I would love to see an all-star matchup, Jake Richardson versus Mason or Jake versus Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was super fun. But anyways, Mason at number 3, he didn't wrestle all season last year. So, putting him above Lucas, I'm excited to watch that match. Maybe Lucas deserves to be higher than Mason, because Mason didn't wrestle. But in the end, I think I would have ranked the top 5 how it's ranked. I think that's what I would have done, and I think they did a good job. Any other thoughts on top 5? Okay, let me ask you this: Stockton, 145 or 152? And here's
depends on who you're asking.
So I've heard.
What do you have in at 145?
Well,
that's where he wants to wrestle.
I've heard 45.
He's only weighing 148, 149.
But when I look at Wasatch's lineup, I just don't see it. I don't see a 145. I see a 52. I see him cutting down to 45 for Reno, maybe the Rumble. But their lineup when Coach Disher says Stockton, I need you at 52.
Oh, he'll wrestle.
Stockton's going to go 52.
He's going to wrestle probably a lot at 52, but I would say he considered himself a 145-pounder.
Right, and I can see that.
I mean, last year he wrestled most of the year at 145. You look at I'd say 3/4 of Wasatch's duels he wrestled 145, and Zach wrestled 152. Right. However, he was 138 and he was a very small 145. I mean, he was weighing in at 141, 142.
And Tyson Humphreys, 38. Is that pretty set? I actually have not heard much, whether Tyson's at 38 or 32 or
I would imagine
38.
He might be the same thing as Stockton. He might be at 138 for a lot of duels, that kind of stuff. But I would imagine for Reno and the Dockby and stuff like that he's going to go. I mean, I'm guessing 132.
Yeah.
But.
All right. 6 through 10. We got River Wardle at 6, Sammy Haywood at 7, Mason Denton number 8, Joseph Meekum number 9, and Riker Blackburn number 10. So this is kind of where, in my opinion, outside the top 5, maybe outside the top 7, things get a little murky. Some of the comments were questionable about, kind of past this number. I mean, you have River at 6, Sammy at 7. I'm going to be honest, I don't know who wins between the two. They should have wrestled that in the off season. They wouldn't wrestle a match, or they, wrestle maybe, but I can't remember what they did. But.
They were wrestling at state. I think they were just screwing.
Right. And so that's what I'm saying. I would have done the same thing here. I would have done 6 and 7, 6 River, 7 Haywood.
I think so too. In fact, I could see River being a top 5 and switching Lucas down to 6.
Yeah, I mean, those two are close. I think I would have kept Lucas at 5 and River at 6.
I just look at what River's done. I think he's done more than Lucas has.
So let's, and I don't know the answer to this. Did Lucas go to Reno last year?
Box Seller doesn't do
that. And we're going to get into this conversation about All-American status because this was in the comments. River was an NHSCA All-American. I'm not taking anything away from that at all. He was in the sophomore division.
Yep.
And the way the NHSCA does theirs is, by classifications or by year. So it's not one big national tournament. And I don't know if Lucas went out there.
Lucas went out there.
And how did he do?
He did pretty good.
He did okay. No placement though.
Oh.
Okay.
But I think did he go out there?
I can't remember.
Was that before? I don't think he tore his knee before that. That's right. He tore his knee in Denver.
And so the All-American status by River, in the sophomore division. If Lucas would have gone out there, how would he have done? And I think he would have been an All-American sophomore division, no question. And maybe we're wrong or whatever. So, I like Lucas at 5, River at 6. Not to say River won't pass them this year. Maybe they change. Maybe Lucas goes higher. I don't know. Lucas and Mason are going to wrestle, and it's a lot of things get figured out there. So, do Box Elder and Bingham go to Layton, both of them? Can't remember I know Box Elder typically goes to Layton, but I don't know if Bingham goes. I think he said if they do, they'll see each other right off.
Yep.
Mason Denton number 8. Another one questionable as far as comments go. Mason Denton did take some losses last year. He lost to Van Bray. He lost to Ingram. And I don't know what other ones. But in the end, he came through, won state title. We have him listed at 132 this year. And that weight plays a major factor in where kids are ranked. If we have someone at a higher weight, it's going to hurt them more. Ingram, for example, and I explained this in the comments, but Ingram lost in the state finals. And I can't remember if I heard he was sick and whatever happened. But he lost and he ended on a bad note, as far as that goes. And Mason won. So, in that, and I think we have Ingram at 38 in this as well, which makes a difference. And even though Ingram beat him at the beginning of the season, didn't win state, Ingram lost to minor, and so there you have it. That's why you have the difference in rankings. But I don't. To be honest, I don't know who you. I mean, there's a couple kids, that maybe. I mean, Cade Carlson's another one. Cade loses at state to Emerson Coleman, so he's at number 11. So should he be above? Should he be number 8, or he lost to Emerson Coleman, who's not ranked. So, I don't know who you move above necessarily Mason Denton. I guess there's arguments, but in the end, Mason at 32, and we feel like Mason at 32 is the top 10 kid. So
Yeah, I think Mason's a pretty talented kid, and like you said, I just think there's so. Look, if your kid's down below, or your kid looks at this and is like, I think I should be higher, then go prove it.
Right.
I know. I'm going to use Stockton as an example because that's the only example I really know. Is his freshman year, he wasn't ranked, and I don't think he got an honorable mention or anything. And he went on and beat. I think Jackson Cole was ranked in the top 10, and what was the kid from Layton that was Jackson Cole went back and forth. They were both seniors. He ended up beating two guys that were ranked in the top 10 his freshman year and moved up the rankings. But really, it's all go find the guys.
Well, these preseason rankings are so just up in the air because
one, we don't even know what weight they're going to be at.
Right.
For sure.
Weight classes play a huge factor in it, and how you ended the season plays a big factor in it. And by the way, going back, Lucas Cochran injury defaulted in HSCA.
Right.
He was in the quarterfinals, winning the match of the quarters, and injury default. So had he not gotten hurt, maybe he's in the finals, places super high. I don't know, right? Also, both Bingham and Box Elder at LIT.
Oh, sweet.
So both two things. So good things. So number 9, Joseph Meekum had a solid season last year, solid wrestler. Number 10, Riker Blackburn. Did you get a chance to watch Riker at Turf Wars?
No, I mean I watched him on video or whatever. I didn't go see him in person. Man, he dominated, and man, he is a freaky athlete. My goodness, he is giant. Not an ounce of fat on him. I mean, he's scary. He impressed me out in Fargo, just for the limited amount of wrestling that he's done, freestyle and Greco. I watched him compete with some of the best kids in the country, and he was right there. I mean, he beat some really good kids, and he was just right there on the doorstep of making some real good noise and just, make a mistake that he just hadn't been in those positions very often. But my goodness, if he puts in the time this year, he's going to be a sneaky good wrestler.
Hey, you're Triple Crown winner at West Regionals, or Western State, sorry. So, I mean, I think in top 10, he's deserved it. He's worked hard. I'm happy that he's there. Cade Carlson, we've touched on him a little bit. Great wrestler, places at some big tournaments. He's on Flow's rankings. Great, but he ended with a loss to Emerson Conlon. That hurt him. If he wins that match to Emerson Conlon, I think he's maybe number 6 on the list. I don't know. Top 10 for sure. But, that loss hurt him a little bit, and that's the justification to have him a little bit lower. Okay, so let's get to number 12, Bridger Ricks. This one, a little bit of controversy. So let me kind of explain my thoughts on this one. At 106 last year, he was one of the top guys. He lost to Brady Merkley. Brady Merkley came down, beat him a couple times, and, obviously the season ended with Brady Merkley being the top 106. I think Bridger might have been second. So the question is, why is Bridger number 12? Merkley's not even ranked. Well, it comes back to weight classes. We have Merkley at 126 to start out with. And, if he's at 20, he's ranked 3rd overall at 26 behind Meekum and Millward. Okay? So he's ranked 3rd there. At 120, if Merkley's at 120, he's ranked number 1, I think. And he's on here above Ricks. But just the weight difference, the weight class change from 20 to 26 makes a big difference. Just like you look at Murphy last year at 113, and I don't know all the stats, but at 113 he took some losses. I know that. And at 6, he was the guy at 106. And so, changing one weight class makes a big difference. Hence, Bridger ranked number 12, Murphy not ranked. Murphy's at 20, changes the whole dynamic of these rankings, and Murphy gets in a lot higher. And is the number 1 guy at the weight, quite frankly. So that's why Bridger is where he's at. That's why Murphy's not on it. But Murphy's right there, and again, preseason, he dropped to 20, and he's going to move up rather quickly. Anyways, Quade Smith, 13, Cole Jensen, 14, Marco, 15.
Quade Smith, I personally believe, should be top 10.
Okay? What's your thoughts?
I freaking love that kid. He's such a fun wrestler to watch. Hard worker. He's a grinder on the mat. Doesn't do anything just to blow your mind the way he moves, but man, he just keeps going and battling. I mean, he's a double All-American. I know it was in kind of the lighter weights and stuff, but
I'm pulling up his profile.
And I don't know. He took some bad losses in state last year.
I think he's at 106, and 106 last year was so everyone beat everyone. I mean, he lost to Brock Morris beginning of the season though. And he beat Will Cork though. Let's see, he lost to Bridger Ricks. He lost to Bridger again. He lost to Byron Christiansen, which is probably a huge knock on that one.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Well, that's what makes that, anyhow. I guess your point you just made, and I'm one of the ones who would have put the comment, hey, I would have used, of course, a name that nobody knows who I am because I want to be nameless, but I would make up some name and put Quade needs to be top 10 and period, and you guys are idiots. But as you just said, Quade lost to Bridger twice last year.
He lost to Bridger twice. He had a great off season.
Yeah, he did.
And I think that's why he's where he's at, because off season. That's another point that we're going to make later on probably is, off season does matter in these preseason rankings. And I know a lot of people are, you can't factor in off season. You can't. But these are preseason rankings. These are.
Well, if we don't, Flo does.
Right.
All the people who love Flo.
What I'm getting at is you have 2 guys. This guy number 1 ends the season above guy number 2. But guy number 2 works his butt off, and guy number 1 doesn't. And preseason rankings, we may rank number 2 above number 1 because we know he worked his butt off and he did this and did that, and we're predicting that he's going to be above him. So not this, like I say, that doesn't happen all the time. But with Quade's situation, he double All-American at Fargo, NHSCA All-American. He did. We love his style. I mean, it was fun to watch him at Fargo. And maybe he got a little bump because of those off-season things.
Yeah.
Whereas some other people didn't do as well in the off-season and a little bit lower. Because not to say it will stay like maybe it won't stay that way, but off-season kind of matters in a way. Now, if 2 kids wrestle each other at the Corner Canyon Freestyle tournament, it's not going to make a difference. It's not going to put one person above another necessarily. But these are predictions. Rankings are predictions. Preseason rankings take into factor a lot of things, and every case may be a little bit different, and that's why just because you use one case on one guy, it may be a different set of scenario on another guy. So, anyways, Cole Jensen number 14, Marco number 15. 120, kind of going outside. 120 is a deep weight class.
Oh,
could be. You got Ricks, you have Jensen, you have Herrera, you have Denham Torgerson, Lucas Carrillo, Aiden Harris, Brock Morris, Byron Christiansen, Waylon Pence.
Wasn't that all pretty much 106, 113
Caleb Levitt, state champions. Yeah, exactly. It could be a Mac Bray. It could be a packed weight. So they're all super close. I mean, last year at 106, they all beat each other, and it was crazy. This year's 120 could be last year's 106. I don't know. Okay, let's go here. 16, John Whitaker. 17, Tyler Shern. A lot of questions on Shern being at 17. Personally, I think Shern is better than 17. But in a ranking sense, he lost to Whitaker last year. And the question is, how high does Whitaker deserve to be? Whitaker, undefeated last year, beat Shern, but the thing that kept him lower, I think, is he didn't wrestle anybody else. It was just Shern. And he beat Shern.
Does Miller not go to the Rumble?
So he went to the Rumble. I think he injury defaulted out of 2 tournaments where he would have ran into some good guys and we could have got a better gauge, but he was hurt last year a little bit, and so he didn't get to wrestle those guys. Whereas Shern, I can't remember if he won the Rumble or placed super high. So there is an argument that Shern should be higher and above Whitaker, but ultimately the reason he is where he is because he lost to Whitaker, and Whitaker was ranked lower than Whitaker's not. It didn't feel like he beat enough kids to be top 10. But maybe.
Hey, here's a good matchup. You're 170 there and 170 at number 4.
Oh yeah, I mean
that could be a good matchup.
170. You have Jake Richardson, Whitaker, and they'll actually meet. Miller duels, right? That's that same Leighton. Is that the same week as Leighton? I can't remember. But yeah, they can meet because both PG and Miller go to those duels, so they may meet there.
All 3 of them could meet there, huh?
Sure, too. With North Summit, I don't know.
I don't know if North Summit goes. Did they go up to? I don't think they go. I don't know. Someone tell us. That would be fun.
Yeah.
That's like almost 182 up at Leighton,
right.
So they could be 170 down at Lower Duels, right?
But Whitaker, I think Whitaker going undefeated last year, beating Shern. If he has another big win this year, he will skyrocket up these rankings. Is my guess. Yeah, because the thing that held him down was he didn't have much other than beating Shern. But one more win, I think he skyrockets to top 10. And if he goes up, Shern's going to fall behind because I feel like Shern should be higher regardless. And so, anyways.
Yeah, because there was some good 170 power in the state last year.
70 is super deep.
But last year, I'm saying. Like he never wrestled Porter Chamberlain, right? That would have been fun to see how it would have done there at 170.
North Summit does not go to North. So 170, touching on this, Jake Richardson, Tyler Shern, Whitaker, Tucker Nacarado, Mark Roush, Andrew Jensen, Canyon Brand, Bryson going to be higher, Christian Smoot, anyways.
That's some good kids there.
That's a deep weight, too.
That's a really good weight.
Deep weight. 18, Jeremy Evans, 19, Connor Ingram. We've spoken on Connor, kind of why he's where he's at. He had a great season. Kind of lost in the state final. And I don't know if he's sick or not. Again, he wins a couple, he's going to skyrocket up. I think he's another one that will move up quickly as long as he wins. Tucker Nacarado at 20. Tucker to me, tons of talent. He's just so hot and cold, I feel like.
Yeah.
He goes out there and wins and then loses to this kid. He's so hot and cold. Drew Lang at 21.
But being at that weight class, he has a lot of opportunities to move up.
Yeah.
To put his name out there.
Drew at 21, I think, it'll be interesting. 6A at 132. Actually, 130. Let's go over 132 in general. 132, Mason Denton, Drew Lang, Channing Warner, Jarrett Jorgensen, Brian Evans, Jacob Finlayson, Wyatt Holmes, Declan Kelly, Gage Ogden, Lane Shepard maybe. Obviously not all those guys might be there, but 32 can be very deep, very fun. Channing Warner and Jarrett Jorgensen, we all know. Warner and Jarrett Jorgensen met the state finals. Channing won. Will Korth, 24, Riker Boys, 25. Will Korth. Another question on the comments. Why is he at 24? Will Korth at 106 will go undefeated, I think, in the state of Utah. No one will touch him at 106. At 106, he is a top 25 guy, maybe even higher. If he's at 13, it again completely changes everything, and maybe he's not a top 25 guy. He's probably not a top 25 guy at 113. Maybe he is, I don't know. But he's another one. It's because of his weight class. At 106, he's going to dominate, and he's going to be very good because that's what weight he is, his size. I don't know that he's big enough for a 113 right now. Anyways, that's top 25. Any other thoughts?
I think some of the questions were like, who did we leave out, or who could have been in there? You know, and I'm trying to think about some other kids that maybe could be in there.
I mean, I think Torgerson, Dan Torgerson, I think is good enough. I think maybe he's in there. Or could be, I mean, he's a kid that maybe could be. Brian Evans. Let's see. Carson Sheets is right there. I don't even know. Talmadge Carmen, maybe. Jake Jackson from Delta. He's one.
What about that Thatcher kid? Mac?
Oh, Mac Thacker, yeah.
Thacker,
Bryson Barnes from Milford, 1A Milford, I think possibly could be close. Emerson Conlon, 220 Olympus, could be close.
Yeah.
Mac Thacker, Hunter Larson, Skyview. Anyways, there's a couple of those, I think.
Trouble heavyweight.
James Tomasi.
Yeah.
He's tough, athletic kid.
Yeah. I watched him play football last week, man. He was a freaking animal. Yeah. Good player.
Anyway, I think we've answered most of the comments, and hopefully we've kind of explained these rankings a little bit better. Feel free to continue commenting, tear us apart as well, you know, as far as our rationales, whatever. Anyways, that's all I got on BI Top 25. Any last things?
If you're upset that your kid's not on there, or you're the kid that's listening to this and you're not on there, go make it happen.
Right, we'll win.
Go in.
We have Fall League. You won 70-pounders. Jake Richardson's been to Fall League every single week, I think. Come on out, you know, and come on out to Fall League. Give him a go.
Just one plug for Jake.
Yeah.
Stockton said he's a great kid, just an absolute stud, and was super happy to have him here in the state. And,
it'll be good for us. I think he's good.
He's come to Wasatch once or twice to work out with Stockton in the OP camp up. So good kid. So glad to have him.
Yes. All right, let's move on. We're going to go to UV Wrestling.
Okay.
So
let's talk about it.
Banquet coming up on Monday. Again, one last plug. Go to the banquet. Get online. Bid on auction items. Bid on auction items. Support UVU. But let's get into them. Okay, Nate, I don't know how much you know on the lineup.
I know some.
Let's hear.
I know more of maybe some of the lower guys.
Put it out there.
Maybe not 25.
Projected lineup. Let's hear it.
Oh man, don't put me on the spot like that.
So 25.
25 is a.
So
I think you could. Oh man,
what I've heard
is
Isaiah Delgado.
Yeah.
Now Isaiah Delgado.
But I'm worried they won't be able to get that.
Yeah, I have. Maybe I'm shooting myself in the foot here, but I'll be very blunt. I have no confidence he's gonna make 25.
Yeah.
I mean he was 33 last year.
Yeah.
He's decent size.
If he was at 25, he'd be.
I think he'd be solid. I think he'd
very
be good.
solid. He'd be a solid 125 pounder in the country.
He would be good. So I hope Isaiah gets down.
Yeah.
That's why
I say it's tricky.
Because
then after that, it gets a little bit.
We got Edelblue. He's tough. I heard Scrapper. Josiah Nava, I think, is at 25. But from what I've been told, Isaiah Delgado is the front runner.
Well, it should be. That much bigger.
33.
Oh, it's Taylor.
Taylor's back. He will not be wrestling the full season. You know, he's going to be off and on, training for Greco and competing at certain events. I don't know who's going to take a spot when he's not there.
Yeah, what's his weight running around? Is 33 going to be easy for him to make?
So Ty Smith.
Yeah, Ty Smith.
I don't know where he's
kid from
going.
Nevada.
He could be the guy that's in there when Taylor's not, possibly. He's tough. Very tough.
Tough kid. I mean, those who don't know Ty, I mean, he grew up, was it Mesquite? Somewhere right there in Nevada. Man, he's spent a lot of time in Utah wrestling. So, I remember watching him wrestle Kohler and some of those kids like that, Jackson Cole and some of those kids. So he's been around for a long time. Tough kid.
Went out to Drexel for a year, came back, and
Yeah.
So 41.
I'm gonna say Cameron Hunsaker.
So, yeah, I mean Cameron Hunsaker, Nick Reno are the two that are kind of floating around there, and Ty Smith. I've heard Ty Smith is small for 41, so that may. I would assume, and this is no inside scoop here, but I would assume Ty Smith, Cameron, and Nick Reno. I keep hearing Cameron and Nick though. That'll be interesting to see kind of how.
Do you know who the new kid is from New Mexico?
James Emmer.
James Emmer from New Mexico.
What I understand, he's redshirting.
Oh, he's gonna redshirt.
But I mean, I would assume if they need to put their best guy out. This is their season, and I don't know why if.
Well, I just heard that he's doing really well.
Really. So I mean, this is their season. If James Emmer,
I guess he's going to be somewhere right around 41.
I thought 41, but I could be wrong.
I mean, I know Stockton wrestled him last year in Reno.
Oh yeah, I knew that.
I think he. So I think Stockton beat up on him, but he's a tough kid. Like looking at him, I was super nervous. I was like, oh man, look at the buzzsaw. We're going to run into a buzzsaw right here.
49.
But I heard he's doing really well.
That's good.
From none of the coaches, kids on the team.
Got it. 49.
Wow, that's
Finley.
If he can, God willing, his knees will.
Right. Stays healthy. He's all American.
Can we just have like 3 knee braces per knee?
Right. And if he's healthy, he's gonna All American. I don't think there's any question in my mind.
Why do you? I don't know. It's going up to 49.
But
my opinion is I thought he was almost too short for 41.
Yeah, but I think
we've just gone into a taller sport.
I think 49 is a good weight for him. Probably it might help him not get hurt as much, be healthier, not.
Yeah, you're right. It could be. I'd love to see him all American.
I'm not concerned about his strength. He's going to.
Oh yeah. As far as strength wise, he's not going to have a problem. My only thing is leverage.
Yeah.
He's going to wrestle a few more taller kids. I remember last year or 2 years ago when they were wrestling Northern Colorado kid. That Northern Colorado kid had no business beating him.
Right.
But he just kept reaching over, grabbing ankles, and he was just almost felt like he was too short for 41. Like a 33-pounder, you know.
Yeah, he's short,
but I've seen, there's short guys who do really well. So can he, maybe that's just you had bad knee. That's hard to wrestle when you got a bad knee. So if he can keep his knees healthy, like I said, I think he could All American.
57. Jed Lovelace.
You think it's going to be Jed?
So you have Jed Lovelace. He went to Wyoming from Payson, transferred back to WU. Who's challenging him? I'm assuming Landon Knudsen will challenge him. From 49. That's it, right? I mean,
57. Well, with Grant getting hurt, that was
Grant's out.
Grant's out for the year, so
I think my prediction, Jed Lovelace is the guy, and I think he's good. Like he was solid for Wyoming last year. Didn't start, but he did well. He's good.
Yeah.
65. No 65.
Is it going to be Armstrong?
Big 12 champion Demetrius.
Oh yeah, sorry, Demetrius. I was thinking 74. Yeah.
Demetrius at 65. Big 12 champ, ranked number 9 right now. 74. The 74 is probably the most exciting
you got
weight.
Kimball and Armstrong, right?
Jacob Armstrong and Kimball Bastion.
Yeah, that's going to be a dogfight.
So Kimball will be a senior.
Which is a senior.
Right. Jacob is a freshman.
Freshman, right?
Jacob already redshirted. He cannot redshirt again. So now you have a situation where Jacob coming in, wrestling Kimball for the starting spot. Kimball, a 2-time All-American, ranked I think 11th or 9th or 10th.
2-time All-American.
2-time qualifier, sorry.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, right. You have Jacob coming in. As a redshirt, he won the National Collegiate Open, which is a good win. But I've heard great things about Jacob. What's your prediction? Jacob or Kimball? Who's starting?
Oh, man. Oh.
It's going to be a tough one. I mean, Kimball.
Who's starting? Kimball. Who's going to finish?
Who's going to go to the Big 12 championship?
Armstrong.
You think, huh?
Yeah.
That's a tough one. I'm excited for October 30th for that match alone. Assuming
They could go back and forth all season.
They could go back and forth all season. Kimball, defensively one of the best kids in the country, keeps kids away, keeps low scoring matches. And Jacob's a little bit more wide open. So can Jacob score on Kimball, or can Kimball,
Here's the other thing to consider too is how are they going to do at tournaments?
Right, that's another thing too.
I mean, that's. I mean, even if it's 50-50 in the room, but Kimball on a wrestle off wins by a point, that's not necessarily who's going to be at that spot for the Big 12. You got to take all things into consideration.
Well, I think too.
And Kimball's got a lot of experience now. He's a senior. He's been wrestling.
I just think the only way for Jacob to get the spot, in my opinion, is to be the clear
number one.
Number one. If it's close, if it's even, I just don't see how they don't put Kimball out there. He's a senior, 2-time qualifier. Give him his last chance. And so Jacob's kind of fighting the uphill battle, I think, and he's gonna have to declare himself to clear number one, in my opinion. I just don't see the.
Well, if you talk to a lot of college coaches outside of wrestling, I haven't heard very many philosophies on what college coaches' philosophies are. But if in college football or basketball, if you've got two guys that are the same, you go with the younger guy.
Yeah, but that's a different.
I know it's a different situation, but
you're talking about.
Do you have that same mentality?
I don't think
try to build him up for the future.
I think in this situation, all things considered, UVU
this is their best
year ever. This is their time to shine.
Yeah.
This is it for them. And so you got to put.
What do you mean this is it for them?
As far as if they don't get it done this year, I think it's going to be rough. Like as far as people are going to start losing faith, like people aren't going to get behind them as much. I think people will. I don't know. I just think this is the year they need to produce. I think it's time. They've been working.
They've been building for this year.
Right. They've been building. This is it. Like make it happen.
Okay. Let's keep on that for just 1 second. Okay. Let's see that this is the year they've been building for it. Is injuries going to be an excuse?
It can't be an excuse.
Okay.
It can't be because
I'm just wondering if we're going to be like, oh well, they're injured.
No, now it's
tough luck.
It can play into it. I get it, but at the end of the year, they don't have guys on the podium. I think it's a big black mark. Like they've got to put guys on the podium. Injuries or no injuries, they've got to do it. Like it's time.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm disagreeing with you.
And so with Jacob and Kimball, I just think in the situation.
Yeah, you're right. He's probably going to be Kimball.
Kimball's proven.
I mean, well, hey, this could be a really good thing for Kimball, though.
I think it'd be great.
I mean, this is somebody that's going to push him to make him even better. Maybe Jacob pushes him over the top and
I hope and
gets him wrestling at even a better level than he has been. I mean, Kimball's been right there. I mean, golly, he's super talented, and he's just a great kid all around.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to see him on the podium.
Okay, so 84.
Isn't Tate coming down?
Tanner.
Tanner.
So now here's a question: Kimball, Jacob, the loser of those two, are they going up?
Well, I would.
Can they beat Tanner?
I would. Well, I'd go try.
Is it going to be a domino effect?
Well, it depends on.
Loser 74 bumps up. They beat Tanner. Does that bump Tanner up to 97? It's just a domino effect. Or do they both stay at 74 and it is what it is? And Tanner goes 84. And I mean, you got Gary Youngster at 84 as well. A good, solid guy. I don't think he beats Tanner, but he's going to push Tanner.
Okay. Do you think one of those guys could beat Tanner?
Jacob or Kimball?
Yeah.
I do. I think, and I've never seen it. Okay,
yeah.
Haven't been told anything, but just I think if I was a betting guy, I'd put my money there.
Okay.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Tanner beat them, but I don't know.
Okay.
Tanner, I feel like Tanner was better at 97 than 84. I feel like Tanner at 97 they're a little bit slower than 84. I think him coming down, he's not as quick. And I think he's better than 97 and 84, but we'll see.
So why is he moving down to 84?
I mean, good question. I mean, there's lots of rumors. Like I've heard different things, right? One is 97 returned everybody, returned like every All-American back except for like one or something. I can't remember the exact numbers. So he's a senior. 84 clears out completely as far as All-Americans go, pretty much. And so the thought would be Tanner drops to 84 because it's a lot more wide open weight, which I completely understand that. The other thing is Jaden Woodruff. I've heard great things about him at 97. Who wins between Jaden and Tanner? But now they wrestled the inner squad last year and Tanner destroyed him, and so I don't know.
So who's going to be 97 for you?
So Jaden Woodruff.
Yeah.
So I mean, if Jaden can beat Tanner, and then obviously the domino effect wouldn't work.
Right.
But last time they wrestled, I just can't see Tanner not beating Jaden.
Right.
He majored him in the squad. But I've also heard that Jaden is very, very good.
Yeah. Huh.
So
okay, well,
it's very interesting.
Once we get to that 74, that's where really the dominoes could really shift around. Yeah. What about heavy?
Tate Orndorff at heavy. I don't think there's a question there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this, Nate. All-American prediction. So we talked about UVU. This is their year. It's all come to this. Like they've been building for this year. And what happens? All-Americans. What's your prediction?
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Let's do qualifiers and All-Americans.
Okay. Qualifiers?
How many qualifiers? And how many All-Americans?
I say 4. I say 5 qualifiers.
So 5.
Yep.
So I'm just going to name the past qualifiers.
Okay.
Taylor, Finley, Demetrius, Kimball, Tanner, Tate. So 6.
I'm saying 5.
So you think one of them will not get through?
I'm just saying.
So I'm going to go with 6 qualifiers. I think they'll get 6. I think.
Which is that? Does that be tied for this?
Last year they had 6,
right?
So I think they get 6, and I would.
But then here's why though, is because didn't they just come out with a rule? Basically, it's not the Matt Finley rule, but it's kind of the Matt Finley rule.
What?
I thought that you can't do that. What Matt did at the Big 12s.
What?
Where he just went and raised his.
I haven't heard that. I don't know.
And went off your ranking. I thought there was some sort of a thing. And he wasn't the only one who did it. There was other kids who did basically the same thing, just went out their ranking and got them into the NCAA qualifiers. And I believe there's some other. Who was I? Someone was telling me that won't happen again.
I have not heard that, so I don't know.
So I was taking that into effect. That if we have them, just seems like we have some guy injured.
And
so I'm going 5.
I mean, Taylor, he's injured. Finley.
There you go.
Demetrius and Kimball, Tanner, Tate, they've all been pretty healthy.
So that's where I get my 5.
I go 6. I think they'll get 6, and I wouldn't be surprised to see, maybe a Levelist sneak in or Woodruff at 97. I can see them getting more than 6, but I'm going to go with 6.
That'd be awesome if they did. But.
My prediction is 6.
Okay.
All-Americans.
I got 5.
5 All-Americans.
I got 5 qualifiers. Guess how many All-Americans?
How many are you going with?
If you ask me to put $1,000,
$1,000. What do you think?
$1,000, I'm putting 0 because the past is on my side, my man.
Okay, so if we're going to,
what are you gonna put $1,000 down? If
we're going $400,
no, $1,000.
I say 1. $400.
What about $1,000? What are you gonna do?
Oh man,
you put $1,000. 0.
I mean, if I had to say right now, man, because here's the thing. I honestly believe Finley's healthy, he All-American. Like that, I just think it happens. And so that's where it's hard because it's like Finley has not had a healthy season yet. And so, like you said, that pass is on the side of 0, right? Taylor, at 33 is going to be more difficult to All-American than 25, I think. And the question marks I have with Taylor are, he's going to be splitting his time between Greco and folk style. And will he get enough folk style to All-American at 33 at a pretty tough weight. And we have not heard from Dayton Fix or Stefan Michik if they're now, the thought is they will redshirt. Now, if those two don't redshirt, it makes it even more difficult at 33. And so I think Taylor can. It's just I worry about him splitting his time. So you have Taylor, I believe he can, but I worry about splitting time. Finley, I think he would, but I worry about him getting hurt. Demetrius, I think, I think him and Taylor are about the same level where I think they can. Kimball, I think, has work to do. And Tate at heavyweight's a very tough weight this year, I think. Assuming they don't all Olympic redshirt, or a lot of them don't. But you're right. If I'm putting $1,000 down, I think I might agree. I don't know.
So okay, but here's what the only reason why I think we would be hesitant to put $1,000 down and say, yeah, I guarantee one All-American is because we're up close to the program. We see it. We've seen the problems or the injuries that surfaced. But if, like Willie Saylor, who's not up close to the program, is just looking at it on paper from a faraway view, he's predicting an All-American.
Well, yeah,
and I would say most people, if you're going to get 6 qualifiers, you're gonna probably think, either Finlay, Lamont, or Demetrius is getting on the podium.
Right, one
of those three is going to get on. I mean, but we hesitate because we've seen, Matt struggle with keeping his knees healthy, and we've seen Taylor hurt his knee, and he's got Greco on his mind too, and so and Demetrius that's a tough weight, so we're looking at it we're looking at it from so many other years where we predicted All-Americans and been burned, but I think just a logical person coming down looking at paper, I would think they would think.
I think they think 2 at least. I think they go 2.
At least one.
At least one. And I think, all money aside, I would go. My prediction would be 1 All-American. I do think between Taylor, Demetrius, and Finley, I think one of the 3, either Finley doesn't get hurt, Taylor gets enough folks down to be ready, or Demetrius continues to improve and slips into it, and the thing is, Kimball has a chance. Like,
is that going to really help Demetrius too? Now that having Jake Armstrong there to work out,
that's
that's just one more kid to kind of push him and just a little bigger, kind of,
Right.
I don't know. I
would agree.
I think like you said, can Demetrius just improve that much more, and not have to sneak through the back door? Can he get to the semifinals? Because he's long, scary. I mean, he's got a lot of
good gas tank.
Yeah. I mean, can he peak at the right time and do that? And so, but if I didn't have to put any money down, I would say UVU should get 1 All-American. If they don't, that is.
So wait, is our prediction based on putting money down or not? Because if we're putting money, that's a little bit. We have to, it's a little bit more concrete.
If we're not, well.
I final prediction: 6 qualifiers, 1 All-American.
Okay, 5. I'm going 5-1.
I think they get 1 through. I think, like I said, I think one of them gets through.
5-1.
I think they have the potential to get 4. I think the potential to get 4 is there. Now, obviously, to get 4, I think they have to have a perfect NCAA tournament, and almost like a perfect season, because you got to get a good seed and all that stuff goes into it. So,
yeah, seeding's hurt UVU in the past,
right?
And like you said, if they could get some big wins, get ranked, get some better seeds, could have more. But I'm going to stick with 1.
Okay. We both have 1 pick. He has 5 out of 6 all qualifiers. So now Flow Wrestling, just as an FY, they did pick 1 All-American. They picked 4 guys to get to the round of 12 on top of that. So big things in store for UVU. I'm excited. I hope I'm wrong. I hope they get more than 1 All-American. I think they have the ability to do it. So any last things on UVU?
Well, now I'm kind of biased even towards UVU.
Gotta be.
I mean, I was biased in the sense that UVU is our only Division I program in the state, and regardless of where Stockton was going to wrestle, I was still going to support UVU.
Right.
And I've seen other people do that same thing. I know Brigham Wilcox is still giving money and trying to help, which is huge because, like it or not, this is our only program, and those people who want wrestling to have a place for your kid to wrestle.
Well, even if your kid doesn't wrestle, I mean, the success of UVU is going to help our state as a whole.
Oh,
coaches are going to come out. Like, I mean, you look around the state right now, and UVU is already starting to help. Like, it's slower, but like it's going to only get better from here. Especially the better quality wrestlers we turn out. Like, it's just UVU is super important to the success of Utah as a whole.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you don't have a Division I program, you look at Idaho right now.
Right.
I mean, what are they? I'm just saying, look at where their kids. They got to go out of state now to wrestle.
Right.
I mean, they don't have an option.
Right.
And I'm just glad that we have the wisdom of those people decided to help UVU get their wrestling program going. You know, it's really been a big thing for our state. So.
Yeah. Okay, so now as we're closing here, a couple things coming up. Top 10 incoming freshmen. That'll be coming out hopefully this week. Not a super deep class, by the way. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Not knocking the freshmen coming in, but like it is not as deep as years past.
Wait, how many freshman state champs do we have last year? Do you remember? Top of your head?
I have it in here. Let me look real quick. We had a lot. Like it was good.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think
last year was a very good year. Now, let's see. I'm pulling it up because I actually have it written in here. Last year was solid. I think 6. I want to say 6 of them won state last year. 5. 5 of the 10 won state titles last year, and the other 5 all placed. I don't know.
Do we have a freshman coming in that's going to win a state title this year?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. That's it. I don't
tough,
know. Like, Mountain Ridge is 5A, right? The new school in Harriman.
I believe so.
I think Kyson Garcia can win state in 5A.
My only thing is he going to be undersized? Is he going to be a Cameron Hunsaker?
And he might be undersized, but
Cameron Hunsaker is super talented, but
I mean, I look at the power polls.
Get caught and get pinned, winning matches.
I look at the power polls, and we have Kyson number 4 at 106. There's not a single 5A kid on that list. Like, even in our honorable mention, I don't think, and maybe I'm missing someone. But 5A.
So we could have one.
So I think he can
2.
win it. Oh man, I don't know. I think 3A.
What about the Torgensen kid?
It's not gonna be easy. He's got Will Korth at 3A Morgan.
Yeah.
I don't think he
yeah.
can. But although he did beat Will like 2 years ago, whatever. You can't count him out, maybe. But definitely Will's going to be the front runner there.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know.
And then after that,
it's just not.
If it's going to happen, it's going to be a 106.
Right. It's just not. It's a good class. But I guess what I'm getting at is some of the guys we have on the top 10 incoming freshmen are bigger kids, and it's very difficult to.
Once you get above 113,
right.
It's tough.
By the way, just was told, Kyson weighs at 104 right now. We'll see.
Is that after a gallon of water?
I don't know. Maybe.
That'd be good.
So,
That'd be good.
That would be good.
That's really good.
If he's up to weight, he's one of the best ones. It would be fun to watch him.
That was my only knock on him. Not that he's not super uber talented and he's got a sweet hairdo, but no, I just think if I watched it with Cameron Hunsaker, super talented kid,
right.
And I would watch him winning matches by a major. And with 30 seconds left, the kid gets desperate and
right.
head and arm just pulls him over, powers him, and he's on his back stock. You know, I mean, what? It's just at some point you can't. The weight, the strength, just or you get a sophomore or junior that's 106 and he's a little more mature and makes it a little tougher.
So, anyways, I mean, the freshman class is good. They'll be good.
Someone's got to tell us that Kyson weighed 104 last night.
They'll be good, but the top 10 incoming freshmen, it's based on impact, immediate impact. And to come in as a 145 or 152 and be immediately impactful, it's very difficult as a freshman. And that's the problem with this freshman class. You have some good kids, but they're bigger, like 45, 38, 52. And so they don't have as many smaller kids that are good. I don't know how you put it, but you'll see the list. We'll get it out. But it's difficult. Like, it's not as easy as years past. Years past has been a lot easier. I feel like you've had a couple kids that have done really well, and it's been easy to throw them out there. But this class is a little bit different. You have some kids from smaller schools on this list, which is great. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So
should be fun.
Got that coming out. Beehive top 25 teams, which will be fun. Then you got you got 1A through 6A previews, state previews, which will be fun. If there's any rankings you guys want to see or come up with kind of a creative thing, let us know. I mean, we'd love to do different rankings, new rankings. We got to come up with them. So if you have ideas, shoot it to us. Let us know. But that's kind of what's coming up next as far as rankings go. Podcasts or live streams. We've got to come up with a name for this, by the way. So we'll figure that out sometime. Let us know if you have ideas.
I can't wait to see.
At
least I hope they're anonymous too.
Yeah.
Because then that way they get really good.
Right. Exactly.
But
bring them in anonymous.
Hide behind a fake name.
Right. When we're gonna start trying to do these more regular. I don't know if it'll be weekly or every other week, but we'll get another one soon. We'll get some rankings out, and next week's tough because we had the banquet. But maybe every other week or something, we'll figure it out. So, any last things?
No, I was thinking maybe we could do one at the banquet, before the banquet.
We could.
You're probably running.
I mean, I'll be ready.
Okay.
You gotta get there early enough.
I'll get there ready.
So maybe at the banquet on Monday, we'll keep everyone posted. By then, we should have the freshmen out. Maybe we can touch on that and just do a short, quick one.
Talk a little bit about who's up for awards.
Oh, yes. I mean,
we could do that.
That'd be good
Who
because
gonna win?
we have the awards. That's right. So we've changed things this year.
Yes.
We've changed things. We've done a membership vote, but which, by the way, we had over 2,500 votes come in, which is phenomenal. And we did an expert panel vote, which is made up of coaches around the state. And the expert panel vote was equated to 30% of the votes, whereas the membership was 70%. So the membership weighed heavy, and the panel vote less. So Monday, if you're able to make it earlier, we'll plan on that. We'll try and get that done at UVU and kind of maybe go through the award finalists and talk about it and maybe even show it on here. So we have a whole slide show ready to go, and that would be fun. So anyways, we'll tentatively plan on that.
Maybe talk a little bit freshman,
yeah.
And that'd be fun.
So okay, we'll keep you guys posted, and we'll get that out. So
okay,
sweet.
Great show.